Okay. Yes, good morning.
Let's start.
Today we are going to talk about multimedia storytelling and transmedia storytelling, which comes under new media storytelling. Okay. Most of the students are, all of the students are university students, so you know storytelling, the basics of storytelling. Have a basic idea about storytelling, but what is new media storytelling? That we haven't ever discussed ever. So this is a new thing, and I have been studying new media since 3 or 4 months. Just after completion of my PhD, I have started working on that. So because I think that this is a new way of telling stories, and whichever profession you are going to choose after your bachelor's or master's, you need to tell stories. You need to tell stories to your juniors. You need to tell your stories to your subordinates. You need to tell stories to your co-workers, seniors as well sometimes, customers, probable customers. So storytelling has become an integral part of our profession, if we are in media and if we are not in media as well. What is new media? New media comes with the internet. Okay, the new way of communication, internet. Okay, so the older conventional ways we know, newspapers, leaflets, billboards, radio, television, but new way is internet. So how to tell stories through or with the help of social media, use of these platforms, websites, or that we are going to talk today. And we have actually we have a lot of options. Good morning. Sir. Anandu sir, please take care of this. Yes. So today we are going to talk about multimedia and transmedia storytelling. There are several kinds of social media storytelling process nowadays, but today we have very less time, only 1 hour. So and already 10 minutes there. So we are going to talk about multimedia storytelling and transmedia storytelling. These two kinds of storytelling are new. It comes under new media storytelling. Okay, so let me share the PPT and then yes, the transmedia storytelling. Okay. Yes. So prior to go into this the transmedia and multimedia storytelling, we need to talk about storytelling. I know that you all have idea about storytelling, what story is, though I just want to share a few thoughts about narrative and stories. Actually, I like telling stories. So narrative is a representation of events or chain of events that you have. Okay, one event followed by another event and another event. So this is called narrative. Okay. And what is story? So if we theorize, or if we try to define story, so we can say that story is an event or sequence of events, one event followed by another event followed by another event. Story is an event or sequence of events and the narrative discourse of those events. Okay, so narrative discourse of those events. We need to have a strong event, or 3 or 4 or 10 or 12 or 25 events somehow or the other. So if we collectively present those events, if we can draw a narrative out of those events, and if the narrative, if we draw any discourse out of that narrative. So this is called story. So story means a strong event, or 4 or 5 or more than 1 or 2 events, and those events, if we connect those events chronologically or not, if we can connect those events, so we can say that that will be a narrative. And if we draw any discourse out of the narrative, so that is called a story. Okay, any question regarding this?
No, sir.
Okay. So so this is called story, narrative, story. So the next thing, today we're going to talk about multimedia storytelling and transmedia storytelling. So firstly, we're going to talk about multimedia. What is multimedia storytelling? See, firstly, I would like to talk about the definition and all, then I'll go to the example, then I'll come back and explain the other part of it. So multimedia storytelling is the art of conveying a narrative through multiple forms of media. Okay. So multiple forms of media, such as text, audio, video. So what is this? Telling a single story simultaneously with the same time, with the help of several medias, with the help of text, with the help of still pictures, with the help of video, with the help of sound. Okay, so multimedia storytelling is the art of conveying a narrative through multiple forms of media, such as text, audio, video. This approach provides a new opportunities for telling stories, but also raise new challenges. Different forms of media have different strength, and they must be used intentionally. Okay. Let me explain the other part, or the second part of the text. See, it is a kind of storytelling procedure where we can use multiple media, right? Multiple media means text, video, graphical or animation, audio modulation, any hyperlink or any other things. So we have to master, or we have to know all the medias, or all language of all the medias. Say for example, you are someone is very good writer, so he or she can communicate through good writing. Okay, so if he wrote something and wants to incorporate any other media, like real live action shooting, so he or she has to shoot it, edit it, and properly incorporate the sound. So that person should know the mastery or artistry of making documentaries, if he or she wants to put some animation in it, so he or she must know the limitations or the language of animation, whether it is 2D, whether it is 3D, whether it is any stop motion or anything. So if a person wants to introduce any podcaster kind of thing in the same story, or still pictures, only still pictures, so definitely he or she should know the process of taking still pictures. So now I would like to share or explain, one multimedia story example. Let me share. Yeah, there it is. You see that page, the snowfall, the avalanche?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is an example of multimedia storytelling. Okay. See, this is blog kind of, it appears like a blog. You can see one headline and some, you can read, you can involve yourself, and suddenly you can see a video of there in that expedition, and he starts talking. See, so till now, what you are doing, yeah. So you can listen directly from her. Okay. So prior to that, you were just reading the vlog, reading the experience,
ability to control what was happening to me. I was being tossed over and over and over. It was like being in a washing machine. I didn't know which way was up. I didn't know which way was down. I couldn't see anything. There were times when.
Okay, so you can read it, you can listen to her, and the cutting. You all know the art of documentary, the art of framing, how to play. So you can understand. They have know the style of editing. So and again the other some. This is a yes. See. So by which you can understand the exact location where the ground zero position, the mapping process by which you can connect your people. Okay, so then yes, some ground zero photographs and some, yes. Rudolph is another person. If you want to know history about Rudolph, so you can go through Rudolph's embedded over here. Okay, pictures forcefully. So the pictures are embedded over there. If you want to see the pictures, if you want to go, so you can press Rudolph and you can go and check out Chris Rudolph's some private moments and some. So this is an example of multimedia storytelling. Okay, I would like to share another way of multimedia storytelling. That is the link I have shared with you. Just give me time. If I fail to, actually we're running short of time. So please, you just see by yourself. I just this is another interesting video that you can see by yourself. Okay, it will just the process will cut the time. So yes, so this is multimedia storytelling. Okay, so telling a single story in the same platform with the help of different mediums. Okay, so you can tell here the blog or the text was the main conveyor or main communicating media. In some other way of multimedia storytelling, in some multimedia storytelling, they use the 2D pictures as the main communicating media, or in some case the podcast is or in some multimedia storytelling, the 3D or live action played the main role, or the main anchor role for telling the story, and the other media used as a supportive media to tell the same story. Okay, so I think I'm clear a bit. If you see the next link, if you go to the next link, then the concept will be completely clear. So what I'll do now, I am going to tell you the process by which we can design a multimedia story, how to plan one multimedia story to tell. Okay, so let me share my. Identify your story. So be clear for yourself. Any kind of storytelling that we need to, how to tell, whom to tell, and ask before going the answers of those questions. So without knowing whom, definitely you can tell. Okay, so be clear by the idea, or clear idea that how to create about what is definitely. So after completion of that identification of the story, we'll the storyboard. So firstly the story, so we need to write the story. Then how to tell the story. So then we of a multimedia story. Here, a new thing in case of these or any other narrative, we always talk. So, but in this way, you have a beginning, middle, and end. But we should that mode only, a beginning, middle, and end. We can in our previous example. Moment or time, you can play with space in case of multimedia storytelling, because place anything which, say for example, you are communicating with the text, or in and the 2D, 3D, or so you can of the narrative. Got my point? Explaining that in my childhood I used to be any photo from my school things or any liberty, any one thing you always should keep in the mind. We don't disrupt the narrative. People should connect. People should go with the narrative. The story should not illustrate or should not discredit. Okay, so we need to create. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. So we need to create a storyboard. And that may not have the middle, beginning, middle, and end. We need to break it down further in the consider the part of the such as who, what, when, where, why, and how. What? Okay. So who are the main characters in your story? Okay. So we need to explore those answers: who, what, when, where, why, and how. So multimedia storytelling follows these questions. Okay, if you create a storyboard with those questions in your mind, then you can create a good storyboard for multimedia storytelling. So any question regarding that? Yes, I have to say some more things. But if you have any question regarding this, you can ask. So choosing your media is important. As I have said that choosing your topic is important, choosing your idea is important. Then the next thing is choosing your media is important. In the first example, we have seen this trauma of the avalanche. So the way we have conveyed the trauma of avalanche, in the same way, we should not convey any other story, because the trauma of the target audience of the trauma of the avalanche may be not the same from the same strata of the society. Okay, when we are talking about the problem of the pesticide in modern day farming, if we are planning a multimedia storytelling for Indian farmers, the way we should convey our story, maybe the road trip for Ladakh, okay, a bike trip for Ladakh should not be the same. So choosing the media depends upon the choosing the story. If we have a story for IT professionals or the people who like the solo travel or solo travelers or the photographers or the amateur photographers, so the way we should tell the story, definitely we are not going to tell a story for how to prevent for your child in case of COVID-19 fifth wave. Okay, so we have to choose our media on the basis of the story and the kind of story and the target audience as well. So these are the things that we need to think and we need to research upon. Okay, so what are the things that we can take? That videos, photos, photographs, pictures, audios, graphics, text. So these are the musics, dance performance, shadows. There are lots of medias we can take for our multimedia storytelling. So how to do a rough storyboard? Divide the story in its logic, the non-linear parts. Now I'm just explaining the non-linear parts, and dividing the story in a logic means, what does it mean? Means definitely we need to follow a chronology of the events. That's what happens after what, but simultaneously we can use events. So I can say that I have got an injury during a bike accident way to Ladakh. But as I was a goalkeeper in my childhood, I know I have experience about knee injury. So that means I am talking in a major way. I am talking about an accident in the way of Ladakh, but I am giving reference of my childhood. So definitely I can use some photographs of my childhood as well. So this is called non-linearity. So, but in a linear way. So non-linearity in a linear way. So we have to divide our story, where to put what, where to add what, where to eliminate what. Okay, but in a linear manner with the reference of non-linearity. Am I clear that linear non-linear thing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So divide the story in its logic. So it must be logical. Don't just scatter the thing. And in a non-linear part we can add. Okay. So then divide the content in a story among the media, the video, still, photos, and blah blah. So the more you experience in a different multimedia stories, more you can incorporate. So this multimedia storytelling is a new media storytelling. This is see, we all are storytellers, like, right? Whatever we maybe I tell my story through documentaries, you tell your story through graphic, computer graphics. Some other person tell their story through fiction films. Some tell his story through theater. But this is a new immersed way of communication. This is a multimedia storytelling. We can use all the mediums, all the mediums to tell a single story. So let's explore it. Try to make it. You all know the different way of communication, different tools. So you can go for it and you can tell your story. You can, those who create vlogs, so they can create this kind of stories. Your reach can be higher. You can communicate with more people in a very new way. So this is a new way of communication that you can try. So that's it. All about multimedia storytelling for the day. The next topic is transmedia storytelling, which is very interesting and important. See, sharing contents or stories through various media and communication platforms. Okay, so what is the basic difference between transmedia and multimedia? When we are telling stories through multimedia, we are telling story in a single platform using all the mediums to tell a single story. Okay, but in transmedia storytelling, we can extend the same narrative, but in a shorter form, the story can be different. This is, again, I just reading the text what I've written over here. Transmedia storytelling is a process of creating and sharing content or a story through various media and communication platforms. It includes different points of entry. Mind that. It includes different point of entry to encourage engagement across a range of demographics, interest levels. The content produced in the process comes in the form of videos, blogs, ebooks, social network, movies, and many more. All the content has a common thread through which the consumer play an active role. Yes, let me explain. When I know that it's not easy to understand by when I just read it only. Technically, transmedia storytelling is not a new phenomenon, and it's perhaps the oldest technique we have for spreading information. So let me explain, then back to. So, see why I am telling that transmedia storytelling is not a new phenomenon. It's an old phenomenon. Say, for example, telling a story with the several media, but the narrative should be same. Say, for example, definitely we Bengalis, we all know about the Kalighater Patochitra, the Patochitra of Kalighat. It's a one of the oldest form of storytelling of India. Okay, so what those Patochitra artisans used to do, they used to paint some educational stories with a moral. Those morals have the educational values, and they use some mythological stories. So, and they spread the awareness, they spread the stories like that. So don't tell a lie or don't read or like that. Okay, those social educational lessons they used to give through their Patochitro or street theaters. So telling a same story in different level. So telling the same story in different level that create impacts. Mahabharata is a kind of story. So that's why it has become open source, because lots of version of Mahabharata is there, and a lot of people and a lot of sages introduce a lot of branches of Mahabharata. Okay, so a lot of versions of Mahabharata are available. So it's like open source. Every sage or scholars came and they added something and extended something. So So the transmedia storytelling is something that tell a story and extend the story with different entry and exit points. So again, if I'll give you one example that maybe help you. My sound is breaking now. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So yes. So the Marvel comics. Okay. For example, if you take Marvel comics or the mangas like Pokemon and the manga, or in Indian context, Batul the Great, Hada Bhuda, Tintin. So Harry Potter. So those most Dracula. Most of the comics, mainly the Marvel, those comics, when the writers has written the comics, they never thought about the films. Then the film came. When the film came and start doing well, the writers never thought about the video games, right? Then between the film and the video game, some cartoon or animation came. So in animation and some merchandising merchandised toys, some game came. And in some cases, some games has become more famous than the other way of communication. Okay. So you can ask me, so how can we tell that a story? How can we tell that presentation as a story, as a single story, where a story is a story, or a film is maybe or other is translation of the story, a game is a game, or a merchandise toy is a merchandise toy. So how can we tell a story, and why you are telling that a story? And you are giving a term that the transmedia storytelling, how it comes. That is important. And we are running short of time, that maybe we can talk a lot, but I'm giving just the idea about what transmedia storytelling is. So definitely one day where we can talk only on that, and elaborately we can talk. Okay. So firstly, I would like to give the answer of the question that I raised. Yes, the story has written by a writer. Okay. And then the story translated by the film director. Maybe not the exact story what he has written, not the exact story what he has written. And then with the demand of the audience, we can create some other stories, and we can take entry points from anywhere of the film. So we can take the entry point for the next film from the any point of the story of the previous film, and what was not written by the storyteller in his text. Am I clear? I know it's not that easy, but although if any opacity or anyone starts thinking that yes, I can understand, or I have understood, so he or she can share with their thought. Aniket, Sean, got to the point.
Sir, I'm having a bit of trouble understanding it.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes. Let me explain once again. See.
Yes, same, sir, same to me also.
Okay. Shawan, what about you?
স্যার বুঝতে পারছি না
Okay. Yes. See, say for example, a writer wrote a story, and it has a explanation of a protagonist, or a lot of antagonists were there, or 2 or 3 companions were there, some incident. And in case of film, the film director maybe not translated the entire film. Maybe he added something more, or he eliminated something, or he added some more interesting events, okay, with interesting character, okay. So, and the character was not that important, or in that film number 1. Okay, so the film director has introduced one character which was not that important in film number 1 and not present in the text. But in case of multimedia storytelling, we can take that character to entry point for the next film, the film number 2, or to the text or the story number 2. That unimportant character can be the main antagonist of story number 2. So the story is propagating with the help of the film number 1, and the character was not mentioned in the original text. So story is propagating with multimedia. Am I clear right now?
So, sir, it's kind of like we can manipulate the story that was already written while we are making it as a film. We can introduce characters or eliminate characters from them.
Yes. It is a It is a one characteristics of transmedia storytelling. Okay, so story is propagating in a larger scale. Story. See the story of Harry Potter. It's propagating now. So Harry is same. Harry, the Voldemort is same. Voldemort. The story is propagating, but it's not the same story. It's different narrative. In a larger scale, the story is same, right? So you can introduce a character, you can introduce something, and you can introduce a character to switch into another media. Say for example, you can introduce the jumping frog in Voldemort house. Okay. The reason is to introduce a jumping frog Harry Potter game. So one group of people, they are ready to introduce, or they are planning for the jumping frog versus Harry Potter game. They are planning, and that's why you are introducing the protagonist, a semi-protagonist, into your Harry Potter 7, the jumping frog, a sequence where jumping frog and Harry Potter were making a duel. Why? Because your gaming group, they are trying to introduce a new game, which is the name of the game is Jumping Frog versus Harry Potter. Got my point? And in the end of the game, you can reach the Pandora box or any jackpot or any something. So which is very colorful, or very useful, or very high level, or very important thing. So we can introduce that jackpot or Pandora box as the next adventure in any other story of Harry Potter or any other Jumanji story. So we have introduced the Pandora box or any X other YZ box. So by dwelling with the jumping frog, Harry Potter can get it. Okay, so we can work on that. We can in different media on different platform, we can use that jumping frog. We can merchandise that. We can create memes. We can create a lot of things with that jumping frog. But end of the day, the Harry Potter will win, and or whoever will win if we are playing the game. So we can win also the Pandora box. We can open the Pandora box. So from that Pandora box, we can get X Kohinoor Hira or Z Hira or Y Hira. So or diamond. So for that, getting that diamond, we can create another story as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to conclude transmedia storytelling today. And so this transmedia storytelling is a tool nowadays to create a campaign. So this storytelling is not a simple storytelling only. This storytelling means you are targeting a large number of audience. You are gradually just keeping the or trying to capture the head of or the brain or the thinking pattern of your audience, and try to channelize your audience the way in your way of thinking, in your way of thinking pattern. So nowadays, brand campaigning, and some political campaignings and some film campaigning, we all use this as grabbing the audience's brain. Okay, so this is a new way of telling story or communicating the message. So if you say that this is good or listen to me, people are not going to listen to you. People are not going to buy your product. People are not going to buy your ideas. To tell your story, to convince your audience, you need to tell the same thing in different way. So when people will listen the same thing in different way, and if you reiterate the same thing in different layers, in different media, in different platforms, so people may start thinking that statement or that message has its value or has its some value. So may we can follow or may we can test. So that's why multimedia storytelling are important. I have 2 slides. I would like to share those slides with you. So yes. So the Henry Jenkins, if you go through some vlogs from Henry Jenkins, he is there is a book called Convent Internet, so you can read if you want to study more. Slide. I don't think these are the things by which we can tell a single story in different ways. That print media, digital media, social media, and experimental media like tarot, like shadow puppetry and podcasting, and some other street theaters and other. So these are the things. And yes, DC Comic and Pokemon, the 2 examples. Okay, so yes, this is it for the day. Again, I would like to say that transmedia storytelling is a vast thing. Is just the beginning. So all the big brands try to use that. And again, I would like to say that this is not a new thing. It's a very old thing to tell a story in a different media. So see, mouth publicity is nowadays in academics we consider the mouth publicity as a kind of publicity. Mouth publicity, vox populi, those it has its own power of communication. So
sir, mouth publicity key.
Mouth publicity, when if somebody says that it's good, and you just start saying at your school, college, Okay, I have seen it, it's good. And two of your friends, again, if they say to their friend that it's good. So this is the communication through your mouth. Okay, so this is called mouth publicity. Okay, this is organic publicity as well. So when people take initiative, and not purposefully. So when you are say for example, Maggie or Nestle or Cadbury, they are creating their advertisements. Okay, this is a new product and it is good. Okay, so but if you tell your friend that new Maggie pink is very good, so that means, and if he would like to test, so that means you are the part of selling without your profit. So nobody will give you a single percentage or 0.50% of share from Nestle. Okay, but you are the contributor to the Nestle. So you are contributing Nestle with your mouth publicity. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So nowadays, the transmedia storytelling, people are planning this technically. We are planning this and working on that, and it has a very good impact. And people or the big brands are getting the results of this kind of publicity or this kind of way of communication. So that's why all the big brands, all the films, all those who want to connect with larger amount of people, they are using transmedia storytelling. So you can if you want to read more, you can go through Jenkins blogs, and if you want to talk more, you can come and talk with me as well outside of class. Thank you very much. Thank you for the day.
Yeah, thank you very much for the beautiful session, Jyotirmay sir.
Thank you.
Students, I think, will be benefited. And one more thing, students, that I have already shared one link. Hopefully, you have gone through it. That is the feedback. So please,
Yes, sir,
you fill that one. Okay. Next onwards, we will conduct more session, and you please attend the session. Okay, on time. Okay. Thank you very much.